Hello everyone, thanks for joining me today. In my last video, I talked about automation using Excel, and I explained how you can use Excel for automating an inventory, for sorting inventory and all of that. So today I've been able to develop a workflow automation for collecting service requests, giving feedback and receiving feedback, all using Microsoft Office. So this can be used not just for service requests, it can be used for other things too, depending if you have information you want to get out of respondents and give them feedback. You can also use this and send your emails and all of that, all using Excel. So this process can be done using Microsoft 365 or a regular Microsoft Office and Microsoft Online. This second option, which is the regular Office, that is Office 2019, Office 2016, in addition to the Microsoft on the web online, means that you don't need to purchase another Microsoft product if you already have all those offline applications. All you need is just a Microsoft account that you can sign into on the web and on your local computer. For this video, I'll give a rundown of this project using the second option I just mentioned now. So, but for those who have 365, you can still try it out. If I have time, I'll make a video using 365. So first, we will need to sign into OneDrive online on the browser. So I'll have to head to my browser and sign into 365. Sorry, sign into Microsoft Online, or to OneDrive rather. Okay. So I'll sign in. So here are my two Excel files I'll use for this project. So I've already created these Excel files for this project. So this service report is for getting requests, complaints from the respondents and also giving them a feedback. And this one is for getting a review on the job done. So these are just the two we need for this project. So this is the location on my OneDrive. So next we have to sign in to Microsoft to OneDrive, sorry. We have to sign into OneDrive on our local computer. So here we have signed into OneDrive on the local computer via the File Explorer. So we have the same document. This is the same location of those documents on the web, because every automation we are going to run will be done using the desktop applications, so on the local computer. So that's the essence. So once we sync responses from the web to our local computer, then we do our automations. So let me show you what the file looks like for the service reports, and I'll also show you for the review reports. So if you look at the sheet here, it has various headers: company, date reporting, name, department, email address, contact number, telecom extension, complaints or request, details. Then you have your ticket ID, acknowledgement email sent, resolved, review email sent, work done, and all of that. So you can see here they said turn on autosave. Turn autosave on. New forms responses only sync when autosave is turned on. The reason for this message is because this is our local Microsoft Office. It's not online synced like Microsoft 365. This is 2019 Microsoft Office. So it doesn't have inbuilt autosave, but it has an auto recover in case of a crash or your system shuts off. So it has an auto recover. You can recover your document, but it doesn't have real-time autosave, which is being synchronized with the web, which is being backed up. So we have all these buttons like we can see in our previous video for the inventory. So it has a button for generating ticket ID, for sending the acknowledgement email, for sorting company. So it sorts the companies. Then it has a workflow. So the workflow is being put so you can remember how to go about your workflow. So this is generate ticket ID with the button. Then open Outlook and ensure there's an internet connection. You do that. Then send acknowledgement email. You send acknowledgement email. Then you check the box on the resolve column to send review email after work is completed. So that's it. So it says if this doesn't send, save, close, open, and check again to send. You can sort company when needed. So whenever you want to sort company, you can sort company. So that's it. So when we do start carrying out all those processes, you can see it. But for now, let's go to the web and look at this sheet there too and see how it looks like. Before we head over to the web, you should know that you can't have two documents open and edit both at the same time, because this doesn't give option for co-authoring. In co-authoring, like you have in Microsoft 365, I think two persons can edit a worksheet at a time. But here you can't edit worksheet at a time, both on the web and locally. So you have to close one in order to edit the other one. So here we are on the web version of that sheet. And like I said before, you cannot run macros on the web version of Microsoft. You cannot run macros. That's why you have this. Excel does not support running or whatever. It's about the macros that are here. But on the local sheet, you get to run the macros. So that's why we are doing every automation on the local sheet. But it's the same sheet though. Whatever you edit here, it syncs once you close it and go to your local sheet and sync. So it's supposed to sync automatically. Sometimes if there's a delay, all you need to do is to pause syncing and resync. You can just head over to this place. You always get to see this icon. Then you go to the settings icon and you say pause syncing. You don't need to, you just say pause for 2 hours. Syncing is paused for 2 hours. Once you resync, everything that has not synced will automatically sync. So that is the fastest way to do it. Very, very easy and simple. So on this sheet is basically the same thing that I've explained, just that this is a web version, and this is the version that is linked to the form directly. So the form which we use to get responses is being linked to this version on the web. So you can't do that on this regular Office on the local computer. It's only on 365. You can link it directly on the local computer. So if we go to insert, we go to forms, you have an option for creating a new form if there's no form linked to this sheet at all, linked to this workbook at all. So but since I have already created a form linked to this workbook, we'll just head over straight to the form. We'll say edit form. So I'm going to show you how the form looks like from the editor's view, and then we populate the sheet and you see how the form looks like from the respondent's view. We also preview the form so you can see it. So this is what the form looks like from the editor's view. So these are everything. This is the company, date reporting, name, department, head of department, email address. So you can see there's a setting on all of them. Dates should present dates, this date icon. So you have to select dates while setting it up. So this is date, name, enter your answer. You just type department, head of department, email address. please enter an email. So if the person is typing what is not an email, the sheet won't submit. It won't submit, it won't go through. This is contact number, at most 11 characters, intercom extension, enter at most 3 characters, complaint or request, at most 20 characters. So it's just a short description of your complaint or request, just the title. Now the details, you can detail everything on it. So this is the preview of the form. So this is what the respondent is going to see. And there are also some other settings you can do on this sheet. So you can choose to accept responses or not by checking this or unchecking this. And then you can set a start date and an end date for this sheet. So once it ends, no one can submit any response again. So that's it. You can also set a time duration within those dates. You can say from this time to this time. So you can say 30 minutes and all of that. So you can hide, submit another response. So someone submits response twice, then customize our thank you message like I did here. Your response was submitted. Keep an eye on your email. You can allow respondents to save their responses, and you can allow respondents to edit their responses, but I choose not to allow to edit responses so that I will get a consistent information from the respondents. So this is style. In this style, you can select the background you want to use. Here, I used here, this is the background I used. This is the background I used here just for beautification and nothing more. So back to our sheet. We have to populate the sheet now. So I've done some already, but we have to populate the sheet so we can work with it and you can see everything about the sheet. So you have to populate the sheet. Next, we have to go over to, let's get the shareable link. Let's copy the link. I like to shorten the URL. So I shorten it, and instead of having a very long URL. So I think I have to take this here. Okay. Paste. So this is it. So we're going to fill this form now. We're going to populate it. So for my company, I select ANC. Date reporting, I select today. My name, I'll say Mike. Yeah, I say Mike. My department, I say maintenance or MTC. Head of departments. I think there's one I used here. Okay, not here. I used here. Okay, head of department is James. James, John. I use James. Let's say James. Enter an email address. So I say, oh, because this email is what we use to preview how the mail is sent. That's come. Okay. So you see that it's still telling me to enter an email address because there's no @ here. So I have to put the @ so it's gone. Then a contact number, we say, okay, 081 02 3 4 5 6 7 8. Does it exceed? Okay. I typed it twice, so it has exceeded. So it's saying enter at most 11 characters. Intercom extension, I say, okay, I'm doing 3 4 5. Then my complaint, what am I complaining about? Oh, I can say, I can't, my computer is not browsing. Okay, can't browse the internet. Or can't browse the internet, is too long. It's too long. I can say, okay, we can say, PC going off. let's just use that PC going off. See, more than 20 characters, no. So here I put the details. Okay, I can say since yesterday, my PC, my computer keeps shutting down on its own. Intermittently. Okay, I got that right. So we say submit. So I've submitted, and you can see the customized message. Your response was submitted. Keep an eye on your email, so you can choose to save your response and all of that. But that's for the respondent, not for you who is in control. So let's see if it's reflected. Let's wait for it. It's supposed to reflect. If it doesn't reflect, we can reload the sheet, and it will obviously reflect. So I'll reload the sheet. Our response has reflected on the sheet. So this is everything we typed. So one thing we have to take note of is, I can adjust this fits to screen, fits to column. So one thing we have to take note of is there are extra headers here: ticket ID, acknowledgement email sent, resolved, and all of this till the end, which were not populated from the form, because these ones have nothing to do with the form. These are what we will run on the local sheet. This has nothing to do with the form. These are the only information we need to get from the form. So that's it. So what we have to do now is to close the sheet and go back to the local sheet. That's exactly what we're going to do. So here we are with a soft landing on this local sheet, and we can see that our response has reflected here. So that's it. So we have to go into the main business of this service report now. So we have to go with the workflow. That's exactly what we're going to do. We go with the workflow. So the first thing here is generate ticket ID. So it's very simple. You just click generate ticket ID. If you go down, you're going to see that there's nothing in ticket ID column. So with that click, we are supposed to generate ticket ID. So it's running codes, running macros. So we can see the ticket ID was generated from the date. So that's been generated, and we can then see the checkbox for the resolved column. So when we have resolved the client's problem, we have to check this resolved in order to send a review email, and the client can send his review. So that's it. We have generated ticket ID. So the next is open Outlook and ensure that there is an internet connection. This is very necessary so that the Excel file can see the Outlook, the email server, and send out those mails. So let's open Outlook. So here we have Outlook open. Then we go back to the sheet. So progressively we go to the next. We have done number 2. So we go to the next, number 3, which says send acknowledgement email. So that is just what we have to do with the button. We send email. You can see that Outlook is processing those mails. So we are supposed to get, you see the icon coming out. So that means Outlook is running those processes, sending those mails. So even though it's 100 responses, 1000 responses, Outlook is going to send all those emails. But okay, we can see the message, emails sent successfully. So the emails have been sent successfully. But if you have a large number of emails sent, sorry, it's very necessary you arrange those mails. So you have a scattered email work, will I call it a scattered mailbox, yes, scattered mailbox. So we've sent the email and that's it. So let's assume that we have okay, let's go and look at the email sent. So I go to my sent items. I can see the emails sent. This 12:22 a.m. Okay, the emails have been sent. So this whole thing is speaking individual information. It's speaking, hello Chike, your ticket has been created. We'll get back to you shortly. Your complaint is speaking the complaint and giving you sets of instructions. And these are the QR codes contained in the email. So this is just what the email looks like. And you don't need to type all these things manually. Even though it's 100 emails, it's 100 responses, you can send to those 100 and get everything accurately. So that is the beauty of this workflow. So in order not to have a scattered mailbox like on your sent items, I created subfolders. I created subfolders under sent items and created rules that will move service request responses, that is my feedback to the client, that will move all of them to this subfolder and move review to the review folder. So what we will do now is to run that rule, so we won't have a scattered mailbox. So I go to manage rules and alerts. So I say run rules now. So I select the rule I want to run. I want to run the one for service request responses. So I select, I say run now. Okay, I will have to, before I run this, I need to select the folder I want to run it from, because I'm trying to run this from service request responses and expecting it to come to the same service request response. So I have to run it from sent items, so that when I run it, it will come to service request responses. It will only pick the emails I need, the emails that I've pre-selected that contains only that service request responses. It's not going to pick all my emails. So I'm running from sent items now. I go back to manage rules and alerts. I say run rules now. So I'm going to run it again. Service request responses, sent items, that's the name of this rule. I run it and you see it's taking all of them straight to service request responses. Now, once every email has been sent, acknowledgement email has been sent, it indicates yes, yes, yes there. So that even though you click send acknowledgement email again, it's not going to send an email again. It's only going to send for the ones that don't have yes on them. So if I click send acknowledgement email, it just says email sent, because all the emails have been sent. It's not processing again. So next, we see this resolved. So we have to assume now that we have done the job for the client, and we need to send review email for this particular client. His name is Mark. So we need to send for Mark, since we have resolved his lack of internet connection, because his complaint was no internet. So we need to resolve his problem. Okay, we have resolved this problem rather, and we need to send in, we need his input on how we did on the job. So we can see the same process for this, you have yes to on review email sent. So we can then manually type the work done and by who in our IT team. In our IT team, we can type the work done and by who. But then when you send this, when you click and send this review email, it's going to write the date to indicate that this was the date, because you're sending it immediately you completed the job. So to indicate this was the date that that job was completed for the client. So let us send a review email. So we are checking that box. You see the email is sending. It has sent, and yes, and it's putting the date when that issue was resolved, because this is when we resolved it. So if you go back to Outlook and you go to send items again, this is it. This is the mail we sent. So this is how it looks like. Hello Mark, your ticket has been resolved. Please fill the review form below. Your complaint or request was no internet. So this is it, and information and all of that. So as easy as that. So we can still run the same thing for review emails. We have to just go to rules, manage rules and alerts. We say run rules now, and we say we run for review email. We run and it's gone. That's it. We close. So you can get all your responses, all your emails you've sent out, and that's it. So the next thing we have to look at is the review email, the review report. This is exactly what the review report looks like. There's no much macros running, it's just sort company. And we didn't do sort company under that sheet. So we're going to do it. We're going to do sort company under that sheet. So this is just very, very straightforward, and that's it. Very, very straightforward. So the only thing we can do here is sort company. So we sort company. Sort company. So it's to sort the whole company, ANC, NCP. So that's just the only thing about this review report. Set save. Then for the service report, we are going to sort company. This is CSC, ANC, CSC, BCH. So just click on sort company. We have ANC, ANC, BCH, CSC, CSC. So that's it. So this is the whole workflow, and instead of manually typing a report, typing and typing, people will type it for you. The client will fill your information for you, and you just need to, the only thing you need to do is to use your buttons, know how to use your buttons well, and type in your work done and who did it. That's all. Your client is going to fill everything for you. If you look at this checkbox, the checkbox here is still checked. So I think it's better to sort first before checking resolved. I love that, but it doesn't really matter. Even though I check this one again, it's not going to send because there is yes on it. But if I check that one that has check on it, it's going to send. It's going to send. It might send and uncheck it, but it's sending. So even though you check it, it doesn't really matter. The main thing is the checking to send that mail. So this one has sent the email. So that's it. Basically it. So this is my whole rundown on the workflow automation for collecting service requests. So I hope you liked this video, and if you like this video, do well to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Follow me on YouTube here, on TikTok for now. So bye. Have a nice, wonderful morning.